The 2019 NL Most Valuable Player race ruined all three players involved. Christian Yelich went from the MVP of the previous season to a slightly above average hitter with nearly no power. Anthony Rendon led the league in doubles and runs batted in and now can't even play a third of a season. Cody Bellinger, the worst drop-off of them all, won the MVP that year and 3 years later got non-tendered by the team he came up with. None of these three players even had a season even close to 2019, and the MVP race might have ruined all of them.
Now there with two out, and Rendon shoots one into left. Back at the wall, it is gone! Anthony Rendon!
Starting off with the third place finisher, third baseman Anthony Rendon. Coming off his third straight season showing he was an elite hitter and his sixth straight season putting up positive defensive runs saved at third. His numbers in the postseason only helped his case that he was a top 10 player in baseball. Without Rendon's walk in the wildcard game, Nationals' insane underdog run may have never started. That walk set up this. Then a home run in Game 5 that helped take Clayton Kershaw out of the game and tarnished his playoff reputation even more. In the same game, he started the rally in extras, a 1029 OPS in the NLCS and the sweep of the Cardinals. 6 runs batted in during the final 2 games of the World Series. It's safe to say the Nationals don't win the World Series without Rendon's insane postseason. Even after his near MVP win and clutch hits, the Nationals let him walk in free agency due to 2 main reasons. One, they had a top 25 prospect in baseball named Carter Kieboom, who was supposed to replace Rendon at third, and well, he hasn't lived up to the hype. The bigger reason is the Nationals chose to re-sign the World Series MVP, Steven Strasburg, to a 7-year, $245 million contract. A contract that's looked at as the worst in baseball currently. Rendon went on to sign the same contract as Strasburg, but with the Angels. There was finally another bat to go along with Trout and Ohtani. Since Rendon has played in 157 games in 3 seasons, 2020 of course wasn't his fault with the 60-game season, but the last 2 years he's been below average at the plate and the defense hasn't been great either. Rendon's at least had the injury excuse to not perform up to the standards, but in 2023 Anthony Rendon will be the highest paid Angel player, even more than Trout and Ohtani. Currently, his contract is also looked at as one of the worst in baseball, and 2023 might be his last year to get that reputation off his back. As of right now, the 2019 MVP finalist is long gone.
And a shot in the left center field. The game is tied. Comes Kane, rounding third, relay. Brewers win. The MVP does it again.
Christian Yelich, the 2018 NL MVP, looked like he was on his way to going back-to-back. His 2019 season was even better than 2018, a slugging nearly 80 points higher, an OPS 100 points higher, and 8 more home runs and 17 less games. Yelich had the chance to have the first 50-30 season in MLB history, needing just 6 home runs in 32 games. It could have been one of the greatest clean offensive seasons in modern baseball history, but it all came crashing down on one foul ball. Would Yelich have won the MVP back-to-back years if he never got injured? He led Bellinger in just about every offensive stat. Some fans would say he should have won it regardless. That's me. I'm some fans. Regardless, after 2 straight elite seasons at the plate since being traded to Milwaukee, Christian Yelich showed he was one of the best players in baseball. One ESPN article prior to the 2020 season even declared Yelich as the best player in the game. Yes, even over Trout, which was made very clear in the title. When you look at the stats for post All-Star break 2018 through 2019, it wasn't the craziest take at the time. On March 3rd, 2020, Christian Yelich would sign a 9-year extension worth $215 million, a deal at the time that was looked at as extremely team-friendly. Arguably the best hitter in baseball for $26 million a year when lesser players were making more. Since signing that contract, Yelich has hit .243, .358, .388, .745 with a .107 OPS+. Still an above average hitter overall, but nowhere near worth that contract. Over those 3 years, he's hit a combined 35 home runs, going from 36 and 44 home runs in 2 separate seasons to not being able to hit that in 3 seasons is an all-time drop-off. He's had reoccurring back issues, which just don't go away completely. Some have even accused him of cheating over those 2 years, although no proof has ever been found of that. Or it could still be his knee, considering he's never been close to the same since that foul ball in Miami. Yelich's extension just started last season, and if he doesn't get back to at least to what he was with the Marlins, then the Brewers, who already don't spend much money, will be in contract hell.
Bellinger turns on a ball to right field and deep. They have done it again! Bellinger off Hader!
The MVP winner of that year, Cody Bellinger, was one of the top prospects heading into the 2017 season, and he made a name for himself right when he entered the league, winning Rookie of the Year and finishing 9th in NL MVP voting. A solid season in 2018, and of course won the MVP in 2019. 21 defensive runs saved is what got him over the top of Yelich in the race. After his MVP in first 3 seasons in the league, Bellinger looked like he was one of the up-and-coming stars in Major League Baseball. His ceiling was looked at as higher than Aaron Judge, Juan Soto, and Ronald Acuna Jr. Since winning MVP, Bellinger has hit 203, 272, 376, 648, which is mostly saved by the 2020 season. In his last 2 years with the Dodgers, he batted under the Mendoza line and had an OPS just over 600. The Dodgers had a decision to make: tender him for $18 million or non-tender him and most likely lose him. They decided to non-tender him 3 years after winning MVP. The Chicago Cubs signed him to a 1-year, $17.5 million prove-it deal. If he doesn't perform at Wrigley or gets injured again, then he could be looking at a $2 to $3 million deal next offseason. Rendon has still been able to perform when not injured. Yelich is an above-average bat with elite base running skills, but Bellinger has been nearly unplayable the last 2 years even when healthy. Meanwhile, the 2019 American League MVP has still done alright.
More to left-handed batters. Trout with a swing and a drive to left center field. Get going! Get going and gone!
Shout out to everyone on here. If you want to see your name on here, link is down in the description.